Live and Periscope. Hey Denise. So I'm doing Facebook Live and I'm doing Periscope at the same time. But tonight, hi Rusha. So tonight I have a guest. I have my husband. Woo woo. So let me get started and introduce myself. I'm Shanika McClarty, and I'm on Facebook Live and Periscope. So if you see me switching, that's why. I'm Shanika McClarty. I am a licensed therapist. I help people recognize, reclaim, and use their personal power. Rusha says, hello, Leo.
Hey, Rusha.
I help people recognize and use their personal power. And so tonight, this is normally I do my marriage master class, but I'm doing this for singles tonight. It's for my singles. Today I was talking to someone and she asked me, how did you meet your husband? And I get that question often. And so as I was talking to her, I realized, this is something that we've talked about, I realized how important it is for single men and women to switch up their routine. And so what we're going to do is we're going to briefly share with you how we met. And we both switched up our routine. So I'm going to get started. We met in Lenox Mall, okay? And it was a Sunday. And I had gone to church at New Beginnings Full Gospel Baptist Church in Decatur, woo woo, with Bishop Morton. And I had gone to the 7:45 service. I left service with my friend. Her name is Anitra. And normally what I would do after church, I would go home. Okay, but Anitra wanted to go to the mall, and so that's what we did. And while we were in the mall, we were talking about how we were seeing these guys walk around with their pants really low, and you know, they were just like, hey shorty, what's up? And I was just like, you know, I wasn't feeling that. So we were just talking about how we really wanted a man who could talk to us with an intelligent conversation, pull his pants up, wear a belt, just really treat us like ladies, just really be gentlemen. And as we were leaving the mall, I saw this man walking towards me, and he had on a really nice suit. And so I said to him, hi Fadino, thank you for joining. And so I said to him, I said, you look really nice in your suit. He said, thank you, and he kept going. We both kept going. We weren't trying to stop and talk to each other. He just kept going, and I kept walking. But he turned around. What'd you say, babe?
Excuse me, do you have a minute?
And I said, dang it. I just said you had a good, you look nice. Like, I ain't trying to holler. But he asked me for my number, and I said, what?
No, why don't you give me yours?
And then he said no, because when girls say that, that means they're not going to call.
So I said, why don't we exchange numbers?
And we did. But here's the point, and I have my first point. It's so important for you to get out of this routine. If you're going to work, if you're doing the same thing, you're going to the grocery store, you're going to work, like people know you clockwork. Like my sister knew exactly what I was going to do. Because I lived it with my sister at that time. She knew I was going to go to work, I was going to go to church, and I was going to come home. You can miss your blessing. If you do not change up your routine, you will miss your blessing. Okay? And so had I decided that I did not want to go to Lenox Mall that day, I would have never met this man right here. All right, so our first point is, it's so important for you to switch up your routine, because you can actually, you can meet your husband, you can meet your wife. Because guess what? Not only did I switch up my routine that day, he did too. What did you do, babe?
Well, that particular day, I had gone to church as well. And typically when I would leave church, I would go home and fix something to eat and really just kind of hang out at the house. And that particular day, because I had been working part-time at Lenox Mall, and I had a check to go pick up. So I had to go get that money. And so, but what it did was, it forced me to, again, do something different, to make that extra stop, to go someplace else that I normally would not have gone on a Sunday. And so again, had I gone home as normal, perhaps even changed clothes and gone back out later, then I would have Miss Shanika.
We would have missed each other.
And so for me, that's definitely what I got out of certainly doing something different.
So our first tip is you have to switch your routine up because you don't want to miss your blessing, okay? Just switch it up. Our second point is when you switch up your routine, you will encounter personal growth. Thank you for joining. Hello. When you switch up your routine, the second point is you will encounter personal growth. And what do we mean by that?
Well, personal growth is just continuing to develop on your own. And the best thing I can do is give you an example. So I'm a former college athlete, always played sports. And one of the things that you're consistently taught in athletics is that you cannot train the same way week in and week out, month after month, year after year, and expect your body to respond the same. Yes. That you have to constantly, oftentimes trainers may say, shock the body. And so to get the body to do something different,
diversify. Yes, Rusha, diversify.
So to get the body to do something different, you have to do new routines in a different order and so forth. And so that same growth comes about as well when we change up our routine and that we start seeing ourselves grow. And I think that's one of the things that I think that is just wonderful when you can go and when you can step back and take a look at yourself and see how you've changed over the years and so forth. But it's all because you're not doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to get the same results.
So, and my point with that is, with personal growth is when you switch up your routine, you're forced to grow. It's going to stretch you because a lot of times if we do our routine because it's comfortable for us, we know what to expect. But when you switch it up, you will feel uncomfortable and you will feel stretched because you'll just say, you know what, I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid to step out and go out to dinner by myself, or I'm afraid to, maybe try something new because you have to do something different. If you're a Christian, I'm a Christian. So if you don't know, I'm a faith addict. I believe in God. One thing that the Bible says is, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So guess what? When single women are telling me that they're looking for a husband, I'm like, why? Why are you looking for a man? Because the Bible already tells us that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So that means when a man is ready, he will start to look for his wife. You're not going to have to look for him, babe. He's going to look for you. So you have to be ready. So you have to step out of your box, step out of your comfort zone, try something new, go to new places, and be creative because your man, your husband may be right there. Hence, you will meet your blessing, your gift. Our third point is this. You have to be prepared. All right? And so personal growth and preparation is very important. Let me tell you why. Because at the time when I met my husband, I had gone through some personal growth. But the relationship, once we started our relationship, it showed me just how prepared I was. So you have to be a gift to receive a gift. So if you're in a relationship with your gift and you're still doing old habits, you still have this chattery mouth and you're trying to talk back and, really just, you have to get the last word in. If you're still paranoid and you're flipping through phones and you're trying to be, a private eye investigator, all of those type of behaviors that you had in previous relationships, if you're still doing that, that means you haven't had personal growth and you're not prepared for this blessing, this relationship. So you have to know that when you're in the relationship or you meet the person that you're supposed to be with, you should have had some personal growth and you should be ready. And that relationship is going to show you and reveal to you, dude, get off my scope, okay? Get off my scope. Somebody's being stupid here, okay?
Being disrespectful.
Yeah. So you will see just how prepared you are in the relationship. That is going to be, because it's going to be very revealing to you. It's going to show you just how much you've grown. Hello, thank you for joining. It's going to show you just how much you've grown. Okay, and then preparation, do you have anything to say on that?
I would just say on preparation, the other part of it is that you have to also, we say all the time what we want,
Mm-hmm.
but then when we get it, can we actually handle it? And so that's the thing there. And so I remember saying I wanted a woman that was independent, but the thing is, when I got that, was that something I was actually ready for? And so that gets also into, again, preparation.
Mm-hmm. And so the thing is, when it's a single man, remember I said that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. When it's a single man, at some point, we never talked about getting married. We weren't talking about, oh, let's go buy some rings and let's go look at wedding dresses. It was nothing like that. We were just enjoying each other's company. And this man at some point started to think about marrying me. He started to think about marrying me, right? And so tell me about that process, because I didn't know about it until he actually asked me to marry him.
Well, the biggest thing is just, for me, it was a case of, you have the same way that women have their checklists and what they're looking for in a man. A man, if he's serious, will have his checklist and what he's looking for in a woman. And I had my checklist. And I always believe that you have your must-haves, you have your like-to-haves, and then you have that third list that, hey, if I get it, fine. If I don't, that's fine too. But when I went through the must-haves and then my like-to-haves, I started seeing that those things that I wanted was with this woman right here. And so at that point, it's then a matter of moving forward and really not wasting time.
He will not waste time, ladies. Okay? Get that? He will not waste time, because he's not going to want to let a good thing go. All right? If a guy is serious, he's not going to want you to leave. He's not going to want someone else to have a good thing. So he's going to act on it.
Oh, ASAP.
ASAP. Quickly. So our 3 points are: you need to change up your routine. Single women, single men, thank you for joining. If you're joining us, you can always go back on Periscope and listen to this on a replay. Also know that on a replay, you cannot comment, but you can also tap hearts if you like what you're hearing. But just get this. The 3 points are the reason why you need to change up this routine and get out of this habitual routine that you have is because you don't want to miss your blessing. And number 2, you want to have personal growth, and you will have personal growth by changing your routine and doing something different. All right? It will feel uncomfortable. You will be stretched, but it's a good thing for you. And our third point is preparation. You will be prepared for your partner. It will prepare you. Because the thing is, if you are trying to find a husband or wife and be in a committed relationship with longevity. Ooh, I'm tired. You need to know that the two of you have to be prepared for the relationship. You have to be. And so at some point in our relationship, we decided that it was not going to be anyone else. Whoever he was seeing, whoever I was seeing, we were just going to cut those people off, and we were just going to really dive in together and really take it from dating to a court, okay? But hey, thank you for joining. Thank you. And Emily. Hey, Emily. I'm here on my live page. Hey, Emily. So listen, thank you all.